In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to use pivot tables in Excel. We'll start by opening Microsoft Excel. Once Excel is open, it helps to understand what a pivot table is actually for. A pivot table is a powerful tool that lets you quickly summarize and analyze large amounts of data without changing your original data set. That means you can explore totals, patterns, and comparisons in a much more organized way, while keeping your raw data intact. For this example, we'll work with a simple sales table. The sample data includes 5 columns: date, salesperson, product, region, and sales. Then enter a few rows of sample records beneath those headers. You can use entries such as sales of laptops, monitors, and keyboards across regions like North, South, and East with different sales amounts. The important part is that your data is arranged in a clean table format, with headers in the first row and each record on its own row below. After entering the sample data into cells A1 through E6, click anywhere inside the dataset. This is important because Excel needs to recognize the full data range before creating the pivot table. Next, go to the Insert tab in the top ribbon and click Pivot Table. When the Pivot Table dialog box appears, make sure Excel is selecting your table or range correctly. Then choose the option to place the pivot table in a new worksheet. This keeps your summary separate from the original data and makes it easier to read. Click OK to continue. Excel will open a new worksheet and display the Pivot Table Fields pane. This is where you build your summary by dragging fields into different areas. To create a regional sales summary, drag region into the rows area, then drag sales into the values area. Excel will automatically calculate the total sales for each region. At this point, you should see a result showing each region with its summed sales. For example, East may show $1,500, North $1,500, and South $1,200, with a grand total of $4,200. This gives you an instant summary that would otherwise take much longer to calculate manually. One useful tip to remember is that pivot tables are flexible. You can drag different fields into rows, columns, values, and filters to change how your data is summarized. For example, you can reorganize the same data to compare products, salespeople, or filtered views of the information. That's how to use pivot tables in Excel to turn simple raw data into a clear, useful summary.